Hello and welcome to the Channel One Newsroom. This is your election bureau. My name is Zoe Abu-Baidoo Addo. Coming up. As Ghana prepares for the December 7 general election, we gauge the mood of electorates ahead of polls being open on December 7.
This coming election, were you there? What blow is one step? Because what they have used us. Yes, when they used us, then they dump us. With the same promise which they did many years ago. So I can tell you, Akashi, only the ballot box will decide.
We'll also take you to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, which is presiding over this election, to see their preparedness ahead of December 7. National Security Task Force gives an update to Ghanaians on its preparations ahead of the polls.
The National Election Security Task Force, including the Electoral Commission of Ghana, in line with general practice for all past elections, reached out to some state agencies for support to meet the vehicle requirements for the operation.
And later in the bulletin, National Communications Authority assures of uninterrupted telecommunication services on election day.
We have set as NCA situation room. Now you could see my colleagues doing preparation because we're starting from tomorrow and Sunday, going into Sunday. And so we would be working in collaboration with our MNOs and other stakeholders so that if there's any information that we receive by way from the public, we can relay them to the MNOs for necessary action.
It's few hours for the polls to be open for December 7, 2024, where majority of Ghanaians will be expected to cast their ballots. The race for the presidency is largely between the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress, although 12 people are vying for the highest office of the land. On Thursday, the two major political parties, the NPP and the NDC, held their final rallies in an attempt to sway voters. With few hours, we are moving around some constituencies to gauge the mood of electorates ahead of polls being opened at 7 a.m. on December 7. My first stop is the Ododo constituency, Akoto Lante in Jamestown to be precise. So I'll be speaking with few constituents. We have few hours for polls to be open. What are their expectations ahead of the December 7 general election? I'll be speaking to one gentleman here. Ofana, good morning.
Good morning.
Tete.
Chele Dromo, Mbo.
Ofana, one vote. Number one for Shikan.
Manye Sane Ulu Obi me. Milo Amaka Sane Ulu because two parties here ni wo kenungo bele wo ake afon oshiki ye numa gbonu yin me yin ofen family and friends jiami o makebu akashi wo kaji numa asmo ni afon oshiki ye only the ballot box will decide.
And what are you expecting tomorrow? Now Ododo is one of the flashpoints when it comes to elections.
We the youth blame akoe makebu ake to be no obu abi ene ekule wobe no chumu or car back 50 Ghana 100 Ghana, then we'll just follow them. She be an one I can read the youth kaji learn to mobini station ni tuni bi ane kaji customer ko ba ko de ba ka make wo mi ke abi in yeshua ke yin kan ko no ke ba me ma wole. I'm not waiting for anyone's money to come and tell me ake ya fe ne ke ne or me you ake this coming election were you there what blow is one step because what they have used us. Yes, when they used us, then they dump us. With the same promise which they did many years ago. So I can tell you, Akashi, only the ballot box will decide.
Honorable Nico Tiachi, Assemblyman, ni etuni ojogba beni eyo Assemblyman and they are love or libi they can wo MP Ododo. Ni 1 PM ojogba lewe le na love libi yen lutumoyo ni honorable Nico Tiashi ekeme efan gbedan la we I love lutumo nke badan.
What are you expecting him to do?
To be no word mo moto bi ayen ni interview wo ne kedi eba ekwa moto bi e won sumo ni apa wo mumu be ni police fake wo fio agbene en lutumo ke skun ya afaye ododori odo.
So you are still speaking to some constituents in Odododi Odo to find out how prepared they are for December 7th. I have with me here a lady here will be telling me what she'll be basing her vote on tomorrow. Ofana, good morning.
Morning.
Mine obakwe obafo shikiwo.
Money no obafo shikia ha ya Odododi Odo ne. Wonto no ya. Ke shwelemo ya Odododi Odo because Odododi Odo ni pipi e bi na sana afia youth eko babie. Masanu work for shikia ashikote ni ke ba ne ba ni ba fia youth no bi ane mimi fon oshikia ha ashikote ke John don mama ake kam me ame ambata no amba tunu tumu ojogba because ame fe koda na me fe koda wali ayeke afinye wo ke ha me ambanya me fe because 2016 ke 2020 wo feel like abakwa wo ojogba shi wo kwe wo na ke wo na nuko ya no ha wo no afina san wo chake wo ni because you take kuma egbe nutumu na amena nutumu ate school atalashia me kuma nsele wonye mehinke yi abon nsele mokani bi ebe fine atana wa you te ni you ta ya hin ekole kola akeshi obi egbe school na ne batashia na nutumu na etu ni president ye mam nutumu ye mam na asana atu ana kote unmo application okete years ago aha bonutumu.
You are still watching the Channel One Newsroom. So we made a stop at the Okankwe Central constituency. Now, as indicated earlier, campaigning officially ended on Thursday for all political parties. However, there are policies that these various parties have thrown to Ghanaians for them to make their decisions or their choice. So we are finding out from the electorate what they are basing their votes on as we enter into the election tomorrow, and within their local space or communities, what are some of the things that they want to be done for them. So join me as I speak to some constituents within the Okankwe Central constituency. Now, remember political parties omo adanedi say omo beye, but for who in particular no ede na wo be hweso ede ato wo aba ochina.
Me de me hweso ato aba ochina ama party a me kondo no eye enema mienu a me hu wo say leadership one kufuo ba so no or the free health insurance eba eboa oman mu nipa nyina nye fie ba ko we MPP CPP we PND eboa ba bia ana ye de nana do so ban so no or the free education aba no so efie biam no say NDCO MPPO CPPO eboa wo biam enti me ma hu say one leader obae no de ode bae no eboa oman ni nyina two leader obae no so no de obekan so boa enti e wo se me san me ko third leader no oba no so a wo free say party nim ono so nhihia wo de ba no be san me toma no na meme ye den ono de ode ba no eboa no efise esi ai me ba kufuo pen so ene ye wo no akufuo ado pen so akọ free education njina wo se me ye den me to aso no wa ka kire no so no ebenya mfaso ye den e wo so enti ne memani abrese meto aba ama MPP no ochina
na de ehia wo Ghana nkabom na message ben ena wo ema etitru a omobeto aba ochina.
Okay, message a me wo mo say about one enye ntokwa eye peace Ghana ye pe peace ti me pa acho o sori anopa na wo kwa akoto aba so obi de ntokwa etutru asem oba jesi wani ma no na to wa bawie na kope baabi tina na bompa ye say tina no ade be tina na yeti a good result na ya bo se aha nti obi de ntokwa bi ba bejeje wa sister yi wani ma no.
All right. Now, on say political parties, over the last almost 1 year, obi ade ne hyehyɛ aba say me ba say na meye, na we nso na meye. Na for wo ochina no, even within your local community no, e dey na wo hwe o de beto aba.
Okay, one thing about me say wo hwɛ de aban ne ya obi ntrɛ sɛ sɔre kɔto aba. So what you say because free SHS aboa ye abatan for no. Yeah, me a single mother. Me buy too. Na me need that so mpo say me baby beti makɔ free SHS no. By ne enam na another romanti me beti makɔ a adenti na meka say mesisem. Me boa say onsan to aso. Said de me ba ne beti mu anya adwuma papa bi aye na ono so atimu di ahwe me.
Abana ebe to ochina no. There are a lot of stakeholders. Ghana Police or EC or now Obeka say in Sheshaya EC edia to her any Ghana Police Service. Are you satisfied with the arrangements as you go into the election, Ochina?
Yeah, me no more. Yeah, me also my boy. But I heard the NRA EC say omode help quota me, and I'm with money idea. A police for I bought and DC for home buying. Boy MPP for home buying. I won't say, am I ready?
We are certain, say, we are secured.
Me full settle, say, we are secured. Be anywhere between my room. Sabio, be a Mary and DC, me MPP. How say a cocoon? They need dra. Baby, I pass on to about a corner. At the end of the day, you'll be in a name and move forward. Now you're quitting Ghana, a peace country. There is no way to talk about Messi.
Then I will expect your China.
Oh, China, may expect Sagana be dinkunim. I don't know here anymore. At the end of the day, the Oberry Nibia and Ghana heading kunim. But the air say, a Jumapa, and I for Adwayano. Obey Chairman about me and our better so. And at the end of the day, so no, constituency and I want honorable party Obama, Obi Abit media dance. A Jumapa, street TV from Biano, Obi say, good, Kota. Even one gas of fear crown. We munyin edwaye edikosi ofie ni muti yense san na yefa hwan bi wa yeni mo no nembla.
The National Election Security Task Force, headed by the Ghana National Police Service, has been engaging the press ahead of the elections on December 7 tomorrow. My colleague Charles Owusukumi was at that press briefing and brings us this report.
For the past few weeks, the National Election Security Task Force has been engaging various interest groups about their preparedness for December 7, the day Ghana goes to the polls to select a president and members of parliament. Now, a day before the elections, the Security Task Force is reminding voters of their responsibilities on election day.
We wish to entreat all voters to come freely to their polling stations with voter ID cards and join the queue if at the time to get there are any. Voters should collect their respective presidential and parliamentary ballot papers after biometric verification from the polling assistant. They should check whether the issued ballot paper has no mark, stamp if required. Every person is to vote once at the appropriate voting booth for their preferred presidential and parliamentary candidate. After voting, the voter should leave the voting or polling station immediately after the vote is cast. All voters should respect other voters' right to vote for a candidate of their choice.
Now, the task force is also assuring the public that they have put in place enough security measures to ensure that there is a peaceful process on December 7 and after December 7.
And once again be assured that our security officers will be on hand to ensure everything goes on as planned.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Armed Forces has announced the deployment of its personnel to provide for the Ghana Police Service across the country. Now, this was contained in a statement released by the Armed Forces. Now, part of the statement reads, the Ghana Armed Forces wishes to inform the public that no military personnel will be stationed at polling stations. Instead, their role will remain limited to assisting the police upon request. This collaborative effort between the Ghana Armed Forces and the Ghana Police Service aims to maintain peace, law and order during the electoral process while safeguarding the nation's stability and of the elections. Ghana Armed Forces wishes to once again encourage all Ghanaians to exercise their civic rights responsibly, cooperate with security personnel and refrain from any acts that could disrupt the peace. Still on security, the Ministry of Interior has announced the temporary closure of all land borders ahead of the elections. Now, this was contained in a statement released by the Interior Ministry. Part of that statement reads, "The border closure is effective immediately and will remain in place until 6 p.m. on Sunday, December 8, 2024. This measure is intended to prevent unauthorized cross-border activities that could disrupt the electoral process. The ministry calls on citizens and travelers to cooperate with state security agencies enforcing the closure."
You're still watching the Channel One Newsroom. Still to come, we'll take you to some lorry terminals here in Accra to see how busy or otherwise it is as electorates prepare for the December 7 polls. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
My Ghana people, Election Day is almost here. This December 7th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. sharp. Each of us has the power to shape the future of our nation. Your vote in the presidential and parliamentary elections can make a real difference. Now, this is how to ensure that your vote counts. When you arrive at the polling station, verify your identity. Even if your voter ID card is missing, go to your polling station. You will be allowed to vote. Now, receive a ballot paper. Take a moment to check that it has a validating stamp at the back. This is very important, and make sure that it is clean and undamaged. Step up to the voting screen. Place your thumb on the ink pad and carefully place it in the box next to your chosen candidate's name, photo, and symbol. Be very careful to keep your thumbprint within the box. Remember to wipe your thumb with the tissue provided in the voting screen before you touch the ballot paper again. Then fold the ballot lengthwise and place it in the ballot box. Be very, very mindful. Your vote will be rejected if you thumbprint for more than one candidate, leave it blank, or if it's missing a validating stamp at the back. So take note. After voting, officials would conduct a transparent count. Ballots will be verified, sorted, and counted, with party agents carefully observing every step of the process. And yes, remember, this election is your opportunity to choose leaders who represent you. So step out on December 7th to vote and let your voice be heard. Your vote is your future. Remember, we vote with our thumbs, not guns. Weapons have no place at the polling station.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bready poor mattress anymore? Don some slippers, then follow me. You didn't spot the mattress we did it from there. Yeah? That'll be the mattress where the dead for time. Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like ash foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
This election season, Channel One TV is bringing you closer to every vote, every constituency, and every result. Our team will provide in-depth data-driven analysis to show you what each vote means for our nation.
From the campaign trail to voting day and the final declaration of results, Channel One Television is covering it all. will be on the ground in all 276 constituencies, so every voice is heard and every community represented.
Our comprehensive election coverage brings you every key moment and every voice,
with updates from all stakeholders nationwide. This is election news you can trust, powered by the latest data and expert analysis.
Join us on Channel One TV for election coverage that keeps you informed and engaged.
We are here for every step of the journey. Channel One TV, your election bureau.
You're still watching the Channel One Newsroom. My name is Zoe Abu-Baidoo Addo, and we're bringing you expectations of constituents or Ghanaians ahead of the December polls. But the whole electoral process is headed by the Electoral Commission. What will be their main duty tomorrow? They have outlined that there will be a number of press briefings. That is on December 7th. They'll have about 5 press briefings as the elections go by to update Ghanaians on the situation going on across the country. But my colleague Fred Duho is at the Electoral Commission, or was at the Electoral Commission head office, to see how prepared they are for tomorrow. Here is his report.
This is your election bureau on Channel One TV as well as on CTFM, and the hashtag remains Ghana Polls 2024. This is the Electoral Commission headquarters where the collation exercise is going to take place on the D-Day as Ghana goes to the poll on December 7. The much anticipated time for voting is right here with us, and a number of people, over 18.8 million Ghanaians, are going to the polls tomorrow to decide who leads this country into the next 4 years. Now, at the Electoral Commission, we see men on the ground working assiduously to ensure that they put in the necessary measures and preparation ahead of the collation. We've also seen the installation of cameras all around the entrance, to monitor people who will be coming out. But the interesting thing is the collation center. Where will it be taking place? Let's take a look at this new temporal installment. This is a dome that is currently being mounted by a number of men we see basically around, busily ensuring that they put things in place to have this collation center set before tomorrow and for the necessary collation. Now, what we understand from the Electoral Commission is that there is going to be a giant screen mounted here with the data entry men, the EC boss, the representative of the political parties, especially for the presidential contest, which is 12 to be expected. And again, the media would be allowed access to this facility to ensure that there is that transparency, that fairness. But the Electoral Commission earlier addressed the press where they indicated that they are well prepared to handle this election. So behind me, those men are mounting the LED screen that is going to project the scores or the results as they trickle in from the various regions. For the returning officer, being the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, to tabulate everything and finally declare who the next president of this country would be going into the next 4 years. We understand it's going to take them at least some maximum of 2 to 3 days to be able to collate everything across the country and put out the results for us to be clear in our mind whether there's going to be a runoff or probably it's going to be a one-touch victory for any of the presidential candidates on the ballot paper. That would be determined by the voters out there. But one thing I can assure you is that from us at Channel One TV, your election bureau, we are going to bring you all the necessary results from the branch level to the constituencies and regional collation centers all the way to the final declaration point here for the presidential results. We do not know the total number of people that will be allowed into the National Collation Center yet, but what we can say is that this temporal dome that is being created within the premises of the Electoral Commission headquarters has the cooling system in place, the sound system, as well as a number of floor works being done. So those who are going to be in here, obviously, are going to have that sort of comfort and free mind to be able to monitor whatever the Electoral Commission would be doing on this whole election exercise. So generally, we can say the Electoral Commission is prepared for the collation of the national results and the declaration of same in terms of the presidential ballots. My name is Fred Duho reporting for Channel One News.
During elections, travel becomes a part of the process, as many or quite a number of people have to move from where they reside to other places where they will cast their ballot. It's been the norm over the years, sometimes with people having no vehicle to even go to their respective destinations. But is the situation the same this year? My colleague Fauzu Masaudu has been gauging or assessing the travel process when it comes to this particular elections and whether people are traveling and whether there are even buses available. Let's have a listen to his report.
December usually presents a great business opportunity for transport operators owing to the festive season, but the narrative is quite different this time around. Following the close of campaign activities by the various political parties, the 2024 general elections head to its final stretch tomorrow, and enthusiastic voters in Accra are commuting to other parts of the country to cast their ballots. But we are here at the VIP station, a very popular, bus terminal for that matter, to engage voters on what will inform their decision. Martin, you're also traveling to where exactly?
I'm going to Kumasi.
Kumasi, is that where you vote?
Yes, that's where I vote.
Okay. Where exactly in Kumasi? Which constituency? Which area?
In Shayeso constituency.
Shayeso constituency. How has it been like? Because I see, a mammoth of travelers here. I understand that some are even stranded because they are not getting a bus and all of that.
Yeah, I've been here over 4 hours. I have gone to almost all the bus terminals, and there are no buses available. To the point that I had to even resort to getting a sprinter. These were our sprinters. These cars too are in short. So basically we are stranded here, hoping to get a bus to our various destinations so we can also exercise our franchise, God willing, tomorrow. If I have to fly, if I have to borrow which craft to fly, I'll borrow, because I have to exercise my franchise. This is a moment where we make our voices heard throughout town.
If there is any superlative exceeding the word longest, that would be best to describe the nature of the queue here at the VIP station at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. What really could possibly be the motivating factor to have gone through this hassle and tussle of going to cast their ballot? Your guess is as good as mine. How many hours and how many?
1 hour.
1 hour. And the man when you break pass over to a where are you traveling to?
I'm traveling to Sunyai.
Sunyai. Is that where you vote?
Yes, that's where my vote is.
Why is it necessary for you to travel all the way to Sunyai to exercise your franchise?
As a patriotic citizen, I have to vote in order to choose a good leader who will come and make good rules and implement rules and regulations, which will help the country develop.
Some passengers resorted to patronizing the services of drivers who offered their personal vehicles for commercial usage.
In light of the apparent surge in patronage, questions arise about the operational nuances of transport services. Let's get some answers from the general manager of the VIP transport services here in Accra.
You may see the queue here, but we have enough buses to take everybody to the destination. There's slight challenges on the highway where there is congestion between Konongo and then also Enyirisi and then Enyinem and then Osino. And then when they get to the neck of Accra, that is the Nsawam Junction, they spend a bit of time, 30 to 45 minutes, before they can get to Accra proper. At the industrial area, heavy traffic, they can spend up to 30 minutes before they get to the studio. So every minute, there's a passenger coming. Every minute, there's a passenger coming. It may look like we won't get a bus, but we'll get a bus. Anybody who comes here, we are looking at between 60 to 90 minutes, the person should be going.
While a nail-biting campaign season for the 2024 general elections hit a crescendo, voters are enthusiastic of casting their ballots in the December 7 polls. And for us, on your election bureau, we are dedicated now more than ever to serve you the most groundbreaking election coverage of the December 7 polls. Reporting for Channel One News, Fawzuma Saudi, Accra.
Political parties are major stakeholders when it comes to elections. Today we are going to the headquarters of the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party, the two main political parties in Ghana, to find out their preparedness ahead of the December 7 polls.
On the side of the NPP, the party says it has invested in technology to be able to obtain its own results by 8 p.m. of election night. The NPP has set up a special elections operations center to track and monitor all election results from the 276 constituencies. Deputy General Secretary of the NPP in charge of operations, Haruna Mohammed, says the party will be able to tabulate its own results by 8 p.m.
We have always improved on our collation. We've always add features and we always take away some other features depending on the relevance of the election materials and the tools that we are using. So we have improved on our system. We have done a test run, which has given us a shorter time as compared to the last elections. We have also tested our coalition systems in the by-elections, and I can assure you that we have gotten enough improvement in our system of coalition. And just last Saturday, we did a dry run, and it was very, very successful. I believe that by the time that the polls will close at 5, by 7, 8, we should be able to know who is having the majority in this country, and we are very confident of clinching the majority seat. And we would be making known to the people of Ghana in terms of how our coalition. By 11 is too far. We would be getting it earlier than that.
You talk about majority. This means parliamentary. But what about presidential?
Presidential, we are winning presidential.
The National Democratic Congress has concluded its campaigns across the country, and of course that big rally that we saw on Thursday evening at the Zurich Park here in Medina. Well, ahead of the December 7 election, which is on Saturday, the party is making some preparations here at the headquarters. We're already seeing a number of people that are being aided by the party to be transported from Accra to their various constituencies where they'll be casting their ballots. The screen behind me would also be displaying happenings across the country on the election day until the results are declared. But we just speak to the party officials to find out from them how they are shaping up ahead of Saturday's election.
So far, the election directorate have been able to do all necessary deployments in terms of logistics, in terms of human support backups, to foster vigilance on the process, to ensure that we are able to protect the votes that Ghanaians will cast in favor of the NDC, seeing His Excellency John Dramani Mahama become president.
Still on security, the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, has raised questions about the process 24 hours to go. He says it has become obvious that the Electoral Commission is determined to aid the ruling New Patriotic Party to rig the elections, but it will fail because the people of Ghana are determined to vote for change and protect their ballots. Since Thursday night, the NDC has reported several cases of exposed validating stamps to the Commission, yet they have refused to issue a clear and unambiguous directive to stop their staff from disclosing the identities and details of the validating stamps ahead of tomorrow's general elections. Such an exposure allows the party that has printed fake ballot papers to produce similar stamps to use in order to achieve a semblance of validity. An internal memo of the Commission dated 10th October 2024 gives away their well-calculated plot to aid ballot stuffing by exposing the serial numbers of the validating stamp before voting day tomorrow. I call on the National Peace Council, religious and traditional leaders, civil society, the international community, and the election observer missions to call the Electoral Commission to order. From the NDC headquarters here in Accra, for Channel One News, my name is Akwisia Ochre.
Observer missions have been a critical part of our electoral process, usually going through the process and identifying where there are shortfalls and proffering solutions where any. Now, with this particular election, which is the December 7, 2024 elections, we've had some observer missions calling for a free and fair process, calling for a credible election, and most importantly, asking for peace to reign in Ghana. My colleague Samuel Akom has report from some of these observer missions.
At an event in Accra, the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, which includes a wide range of election observer and civil society organizations, launched its National Information Center and Election Day observation activities ahead of the December polls. Since its establishment in 2000, election observers under the CODEO umbrella have monitored multiple election cycles, providing independent assessments and recommendations that have played a significant role in electoral reforms and the strengthening of Ghana's democracy. Fred Degbe, chairman of CODEO, expressed the readiness of the election observers and emphasized their vital role in the December elections.
Observers will monitor the setup, the opening of the polling station, voting, closing, and counting procedures as the declaration of the vote counts. They will regularly submit observation reports reflecting their findings and provide updates on incidents throughout the day.
UK Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Harriet Thompson, expressed confidence in the work of election observers while officially opening the CODEO Information Center.
CODEO, to the leadership, to the observers that they have out around the country, they've got a really important role to play in these elections over the coming days, and we have full confidence they're going to do that to an excellent standard. We're delighted to be supporting them and wish everyone all the very best. And now let's open the data centre.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Elizabeth Joyce Veles, co-chair of CODEO, cautioned against voter inducements and urged all stakeholders to adhere strictly to electoral rules.
To maintain peace in the country. Now, the Electoral Commission and security agents must guarantee the secrecy of the vote and take appropriate measures in case of any attempt to influence voters. The Electoral Commission and all polling stations must fairly and impartially and objectively apply electoral rules to ensure the fair process.
In an interview with Channel One News, Reverend James Nahari, chairman of the West Africa Election Observer Network, shared his expectations ahead of the elections.
Our expectations is to ensure that the Electoral Commission continue to remain unbiased, apply the rules, and enforce compliance from all contenders. And we expect our observers also to be professional.
Both internal and external observers are ready, such as CODEO, and they say that they are hoping and putting measures in place to ensure that Ghana witnesses a free, fair, and transparent election. My name is Samuel Akom, reporting for Channel One News.
You are still watching the Channel One Newsroom. My name is Zoe Abu-Baidoo Addo. Still to come. National Communications Authority assures of uninterrupted telecommunication services on Election Day. We'll bring you the details of this and more. Please stay tuned.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Introducing Rexona Non-Stop Protection 72-hour antiperspirant with breakthrough microtechnology that forms a stronger sweat barrier. Tested to the limit, even during the most intense workout.
Still clean, dry, and fresh for longer.
Try the new Rexona 72-hour non-stop protection for clean, dry, and fresh underarms every day.
Sankofa Natural Spices, 100% natural. DDA.
Fellow Ghanaians, I am Sewami here. As we approach this important election, Sankofa Natural Spices reminds us that no matter who we vote for, we are united as one Ghana. Our nation's strength lies in our diversity, much like the rich flavors that make up our favorite dishes. Together, we create something beautiful. As we cast our votes, let us hold peace close to our hearts. Let us cherish the unity that makes Ghana a beacon of hope and pride. Unlike other spice brands that are imported, Sankofa is made in Ghana, by Ghanaians and for Ghanaians. All we have is Ghana. Hence, we join the millions of Ghanaians to pray that our dear nation is always preserved regardless of our political affiliation. Remember, Ghana is all we have. We are one people, one heart, one destiny. We at Sankofa Natural Spices wish you all peace, safety, and strength during this election season. Sankofa Natural Spices. DDA.
Sankofa Natural Spices, 100% natural. DDA.
Hey guys, so I got this app. It's called Ayoba. It's a chat app that helps me with beauty tips and cooking tips. A super app that feeds me music and the latest sports content. I even use it for my studies. And the good news is, I don't need to use my data bundle because I'm on MTN. Chale, the app just did be.
Ayoba, the all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, pay, and listen. Use Ayoba at no data cost on MTN. Download Ayoba now.
Every day, people have money emergencies.
This election season, Channel One TV is bringing you closer to every vote, every constituency, and every result. Our team will provide in-depth data-driven analysis to show you what each vote means for our nation.
From the campaign trail to voting day and the final declaration of results, Channel One Television is covering it all. We'll be on the ground in all 276 constituencies, so every voice is heard and every community represented.
You're welcome back to the Channel One Newsroom. Still on election stories, the National Communications Authority has announced a partnership with mobile network operators to ensure uninterrupted telecommunication services during and after the election period. To achieve this, the NCA has established a situation room at its broadcasting and monitoring center to oversee media coverage and address communication-related complaints by escalating them to the MNOs. Daniel Odromensa reports.
Earlier this year, 24 countries, including Comoros, Mauritania, Mozambique, and Mauritius, were added to the red list for election-related internet shutdowns. Ghana was not exempt, experiencing a major internet service disruption in March that disrupted banking, academic activities in tertiary institutions, ride-hailing services, and more. This raised concerns among Ghanaians about potential challenges during the upcoming December 7 elections. In response, the National Communications Authority (NCA) reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring reliable services starting tomorrow and extending beyond the election period. The Deputy Director General for Technical Operations at the NCA, Professor Isa Osei-Boateng, made this assurance.
In respect of the elections, we've set up a situation room for obvious reasons, because telecommunications play a very critical role in terms of communication and information dissemination during the electioneering period. And so we have set as NCA a situation room. Now you could see my colleagues doing preparation, because we're starting from tomorrow and Sunday, going into Sunday. And so we would be working in collaboration with our MNOs and other stakeholders, so that if there's any information that we receive by way from the public, we can relay them to the MNOs for necessary action, and also vice versa. If we have any information or reports from the MNOs, then we could also take the necessary action to ensure that we have uninterrupted telecommunications services during this period.
The National Communications Authority has assured the general public of uninterrupted internet service during and after the electioneering period. For Channel One News, my name is Daniel Odro-Mensah.
We've brought you reactions or expectations from constituents in the Greater Accra region. It's now time to bring you a report from the Ashanti, the Western and the Northern regions on how prepared electorates in these regions are and their expectations ahead of December 7.
In preparation for the December 7th election, the Electoral Commission here in the Ashanti region are dispatching material to all constituencies within the Ashanti region. Ahead of that, the regional director of the EC spoke to Channel One News.
Electoral Commission Ashanti region, we are ever ready. We are set to take off tomorrow morning, God willing. Everything is set. I've received all my materials. I've trained all my operatives. The last training was last Tuesday, where we trained the collation officials. So as we are talking this afternoon, everything is set so far as Ashanti region is concerned.
Let's talk about some of the concerns raised by various political parties with concerns with the indelible ink. Have you been able to solve all those issues?
Regional Secretary NDC, I think he drew our attention that he thinks that the indelible inks have some defects. So if you can improve upon the quality, we quickly inform Accra, and as we're talking Accra has make sure that we are going to use quality indelible ink. EC, we are referees, and we always want to be fair to each of the, let me say, opponents or candidates or whatever political parties. We have been transparent to any contestant or any stakeholder, whoever is contesting. We've trained them, so we are going to act professionally. We make sure that I will not say, go and exhibit your political affiliation there. Make sure you work according to the rules and regulations by the Electoral Commission.
The Ashanti Regional Police Command has deployed security personnel for the 2024 general elections. Now, just before the deployments, the Ashanti Regional Police Commander charged them to exhibit utmost professionalism in the discharge of their duties. Still ahead of the polls, a former Peace Council chairman is calling on all stakeholders to ensure a peaceful election.
The main objective is to ensure that there is peace in our country, that we understand one another, but there can only be peace in the country if there is justice in the country, where we do things, nobody is cheated, people's rights are respected, and we do things according to the law. After all, Ghana is a nation of laws, and when we allow the laws to work, justice prevails, fairness prevails, transparency prevails in the kinds of things that we do, probity and accountability also prevails. Then our development will move forward.
The countdown is on. With just a few hours to the elections, voters will decide who will lead Ghana for the next 4 years. Reporting for Channel One News from the Ashanti region, my name is Eno Safo.
After an eventful night of running up of campaign activities yesterday with exciting music and dancing on the street of Sekendi Takwade across the 5 constituencies we have over here, the streets of the city actually looks a bit calm this afternoon. But I would want to find out from the key stakeholders with this upcoming election, their readiness, preparedness, and expectations for tomorrow's exercise, starting with the Electoral Commission over here.
All the 17 constituencies from Jomoro to Wasa East, Amenfi East, each and every one of them have their total ballot of papers, presidential, parliamentary, to work with tomorrow, 7th December 2024. Security have been wonderful, just as the media has been to us. Now, what the task force has told us is that now every polling station is going to have a security. Flash points are going to have 2 security at a point in time.
We are ever ready for tomorrow's election day. All our preparations are on course, and the EC's deployment and disbursement we are following earnestly. Though, as everybody knows, the postponement of the special voting really disorganized our program a little. You know, this dawn, for instance, we had to go and see to the distribution of the ballot papers to the various constituencies, and constituency officers had to come here to escort their ballot papers to the various constituencies.
I'm just coming from Elembele. I followed those ones that went on that stretch from Ahantan, where it's about to Elembele. And so on that front, on the ballot boxes, ballot papers, and everything about the EC's preparation and vis-a-vis our expectations, I think that where we are good to go.
For the Western Regional Electoral Commission, they have actually put in all the necessary mechanism and done the right engagement to ensure we have a successful election come tomorrow, December 7th. For Channel One TV News, I'm Akose Jenim, Sekendi.
As the December 7 general election approaches, residents have shown their readiness to exercise their constitutional right, with many voters traveling long distance to their home constituencies to ensure their votes count. In an interview with Channel One News, some residents shared their expectations for tomorrow's election, calling for a smooth and peaceful transition.
We are fully prepared, but we are just expecting the whole place should be cool so that after the election everything will come back to normal. And like this about the security, we just need tight security so that everything will be cool.
I came home I'm ready to do the election. I came home to vote because it is our right for everybody to exercise his franchise, for us to choose a leader of which we expect the leader to lead us into a very nice future tomorrow, but not somebody who is going to destroy the future of our young ones and generations to come. And from this election, we expect that there should be free, fair, and violence-free election. We don't expect tomorrow, during the election or during the exercise, there's a violence, and maybe fight, and any other things that might destroy the future of our motherland, Ghana.
The election task force in the northern region has deployed security personnel across all 18 constituencies, about 3,000 police,
Fire, immigration, and other sister agency personnel have been deployed to oversee the election process in the region. The chairman of the Christian Council of Ghana in Tamale, Right Reverend Father Dennis Tong de Bukari, stressed the importance of peaceful coexistence during and after the general elections.
Do not under any circumstances allow yourself, either for your own parochial interests or for the interests of anybody, to destroy the very nation you seek to lead someday in your life. Peace is an important pillar in our development, without which we cannot experience any meaningful development. We cannot afford to become refugees in foreign lands. Therefore, I ask all of us to resist the temptations to fight, to destabilize this country, this beautiful country. We have no place to live that we can call home except Ghana.
Council in the region has also weighed in on the issue of election, calling for a peaceful process from tomorrow onwards, so Ghanaians will still have a peaceful Ghana after the general election. For Channel One News, my name is Shawana Yusuf, reporting from Tamale in the northern region.
You're welcome back to the Channel One Newsroom. It's now time to bring you some other stories. Voters in the Botiano English Amanfo constituency in the Greater Accra region are urging parliamentary candidates to address pressing issues, including the rehabilitation of deteriorated roads such as the Aplaku Botiano stretch, the establishment of a fish market, and tackling youth unemployment. Many residents expressed dissatisfaction with the performance of the incumbent Member of Parliament, Sylvester Tete, of the New Patriotic Party, citing his inability to address these concerns. This sentiment emerged during a visit by my colleague Daniel Odromensa, who engaged with residents to learn about their expectations ahead of the December 7, 2024 general election.
A primary concern for residents is the poor state of the constituency's roads. Eric Nana Minta Buahene, a resident of over 10 years, voiced his frustration with the deteriorating infrastructure, particularly the Aplaku Botiano Road.
When it comes to free SHS, building of schools, hospitals, they've gotten their share. But when it comes in terms of roads, very bad. Here that we are standing on the 15th of November 2023, if you could remember, the Kaswa drivers and then Botiano English, they did a demonstration at Kaswa Old Barrier, insisting that if the roads are not being fixed, then that particular day 15, Sly was on Peace FM, Constituency-specific show, saying that the road has been given to contracts, so we should relax. About 3 months ago, he brought caterpillars and staff to come and grade the road. We thought they were coming to do it. What we are hearing is unless January after election.
Another resident, Rose Dumevi, highlighted the need to replace malfunctioning solar panels meant for street lights in the area.
Any street lights now, some of the other about just last 2 weeks. Mom near solar need light bulbs. My light of solar no moment, my light of a boy of fine and the solar the bulb just last week.
The Botiano English Amanfro constituency lies on the outskirts of the Greater Accra region, bordering Kaswa in the central region. It was established in 2012 and falls under the Gas South municipality, with a voter population of 111,000 recorded in the 2020 elections. The constituency faces significant developmental challenges. It borders the Wejagbawe constituency to the southwest and Domiabra Obom to the north. Key areas in the coastal constituency include Aplaku, Botiano, Oshiye, Kokrobite, Tuba, and parts of Weja. The local population comprises a mix of formal and informal workers, such as fishermen, commercial drivers, civil servants, and public officials. During interactions with fishermen in Botiano, the absence of a dedicated fish market emerged as a significant concern.
Fishermen say, Kame nibi na meyo panke nibi na bona meyo kenge esani no fiano abachi fiwe ame keke kame ye keke fi fine shibi ane nakano kokra ba no wa few again. Long kajaba anamong by anaming with your law.
For farewell, ma'am. Be our chony. Be no one logic or be fair. What bag by a beer? Kaja, I call it shade in an armor. Nino is what I can't go for a name of police and I cook upon a bata. Near Pidinke, assembly mescap be my mammy Saka man by our beer. What be I want 2 months scapo without scan way? Show one tap or to twin the lepony, they may find. I'm a back. Papa Quack how, bear me, 1 chew near. Yes, she see, the gaffy fun. On the Joan, I go on Pafai. Can't evaluate feel look waking a war. Be I don't be a worse can have vote through. Or boy, evacuate. No one quite look like a beer and a war near my bottom in Shodia Fan. And mamma back away Shodia come in a fair gaho. Nisaola nepe. No watala.
Since its creation, the constituency has alternated between the NPP and the NDC, making it a swing seat in national elections. In 2020, Sylvester Tete won the parliamentary seat for the NPP, becoming the 3rd MP to represent the area. Residents expressed varying views on the prospects of the different parliamentary candidates.
MP Aba constituency Yanka NDC MP, Yanka MPP MP. Obi anywa wabɔ ne ho modern wo constituency etchin honorable Sylvester Tete. Obi any ho. Me MPP ni pure, but me the MPP for MPs. Me the NDC for MPs akambom ni ye hwadwuma awaya. He honorable ye ba ye say was secondary school.
Say me me pad ye say me wu kra ye say me sama ntoma MPP ontoma no kre. Me meto ma NDC. Last 8 years man to aba abufu semuntin so say meto aba. Ebi say man to me so me vote na count so ntia say meto aba na so me ntoma MPP no kre because me hu de oya maye. Nti me the MPP de me ntoma no.
Sylvester Tete, seeking re-election on the NPP ticket, touted his achievements, including the establishment of the Botiano Senior High School. He appealed to voters to grant him another term to complete ongoing projects.
In the next 20 years, we'll still have roads that need to be constructed. So it's work in progress. We are not done. Most of the roads that have been awarded is ongoing. I need to complete them. I need to continue my work to complete them. Today, I know every corner of this constituency and what problems are there. 4 years is not enough to complete all this. So this, you see what I've started, to allow me time to be able to complete the work that I'm doing. That's why I'm asking them to. In my next term, one of the remarkable things that I will do, and even before the elections, here in Botiano, the entire coastal stretch, they are peasant fisher folks. There's no economic activity here. We are putting the biggest fish market here. Every contractual obligations has been settled. The contractor is expected to move to site, to clear the site and start the construction. It is going to take him about 8 months to 1 year to complete the market for them. Obviously, something I have to follow through in my second term.
Meanwhile, the NDC parliamentary candidate Felix Akwete-Okle pledged to prioritize infrastructural development, focusing on road and drainage improvements throughout the constituency.
Here and there, but general English simply because you don't have good drainage system. But when it comes to good network layout, but general English Pro has very good layout. But we are lacking drainage system. Drainage system is one of my areas that I will look at. Our roads are very, very bad. I believe when you were coming, you use some of the road. Even this, because of elections, some of the road has been cleared. But hitherto or before today, it was very, very, very bad.
Bad roads, faulty street lights, and a lack of a fish market have been the key concerns of the constituents. Although some say they have already made up their minds as to who to vote, others say a significant development in the constituency could influence their choices. For Channel One News, my name is Daniel Odro-Mensah.
That'll be all for this edition on the Channel One Newsroom. This is your Election Bureau, and don't forget to stay tuned to Channel One TV as we bring you a comprehensive coverage of the December 7 elections. We'll also be bringing you analysis as well. My name is Zoe Abu-Baidoo Addo, and don't forget this is your Election Bureau. You can also use the hashtag Ghana Polls or City Verified on all our social media handles. Thank you for watching.